And hello my lovelies, welcome back. Today's video we're actually going to be making bread, but more specifically garlic bread. The ingredients you'll need for this are of course flour, salt, going to use a bit of sugar, you don't have to use sugar, yeast, and well, we've got water in the jug there, and later on we'll be using the garlic. And also I'm going to be using a bit of oil and a bit of milk. That's more for the yeast stuff. You'll see in a moment. So to start off with, we're going to pretty much just do a splash of milk, a dash of oil, actually going to get about a good tablespoon of sugar. This will provide fuel for the yeast. For salt, we're probably going to end up doing about a cup or so of liquid, so you want it about 1%, so technically it should be 2.5 grams. I'm not actually going to measure it, just yep, that should be enough. And then we're going to need to add water, get it up to that sort of 1 cup mark. Cool. Well, we've got the cup reading down there, so this water's still a bit hot, unfortunately, but let's just add it in and mix everything up. Yeah, that's about the 1 cup mark. We can always add in more water later on. That's the problem, is you can't, add less water once it's already mixing up. Right, yeah, also got to let you know that the water I added was actually a fair bit warm, had boiled the jug like half an hour ago. I've got maybe a bit over a teaspoon of yeast here. You honestly just dump it in, lid back on it, mix it around, and this is going to be pretty much a nutrient broth for the yeast. Just stir it, and you should see it eventually start bubbling up in a few minutes. Cool, so next we also want 3 cups of flour. Almost 1. Yeah, it's not quite, you see. It's hard to, do a two-hand thing. Well, hold something stable with a... Cool. That should be 3 cups in total. And honestly, now we're just waiting for a couple of minutes for the yeast to actually start growing. Cool, it's probably been about 10 minutes now, and our yeast mixture is looking like that. You don't have to add milk if you don't want, if you've got, lactose issues or whatever. That's how you can tell it's quite nicely alive, and now it's just time to dump it in. Dump it in, mix it. Just mix it thoroughly. Yeah, it generally takes another hand to hold the bowl. Yeah, you can see I definitely didn't have enough liquid. It's very flaky, shall we say. So I'm just going to add another tablespoon. Half tablespoon? Nah, full tablespoon of water. Yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Sweet, so after now a tablespoon of extra water, it's gone from that sort of flaky, pretty much breaking off, to, well, one big lump that isn't quite sticky, but that's fine, that's fine. That's kind of how we want it. Just, mixing it up better. It's easier to do it by hand than with a spoon at this stage, because it's all, just one big lump. Anyway, from here, just get out a fresh tea towel, and then we stick it in a nice warm spot. That'll be our linen cupboard, and then we let it rise for a while. For a while being half an hour to an hour, which is enough time to get a chicken dinner in PUBG. So it seems to have barely even risen. I mean, there's a few little pockets where it's a bit, you know. I think the yeast is just old and not really active. I should have had it in that mixture for another half hour really, just to let the yeast multiply. Anyway, next up is kneading. Normally you'd, if there was more than that, if it did rise properly, you'd just get a breadboard, a big one, dump flour on it, and pretty much you just fold the thing, squanch it down, fold it, squanch it, fold it, squanch it, you know, give it a good pounding. What the pounding is doing is actually breaking up, well, I'd say breaking gluten, but I'm just going to get a board. See, I've got a breadboard here, pretty much a half tablespoon to a tablespoon of flour. This is just going to make it a bit easier for me to, you know, pound away. But what we're doing is we're sort of breaking and rejoining the gluten, which gives bread, you know, the whole fluffy property that we so enjoy, and why it's gluten-free bread tends to struggle to be like actual bread. Yep, just literally pound away. Just fold it over a bunch, pound it, fold it, and pound it. Now that's starting to tear a little. That's not quite so much of a good sign. Anyway, back in there, and yeah, we're just going to let that rise again. Yeah, since yeast wasn't working, I actually spent close to maybe an hour and a half letting it rise. I'll probably have to do that again. Right, well, it's risen for another time. Probably should be kneading it down. Didn't rise that much as was expected. Had it rising for about an hour. Anyway, I'm going to add quite a bit of garlic. The problem with garlic is it's very good at killing microbes. Well, it's decent at killing microbes, but so yeah, that's why we're adding it last rather than early on in the making of the bread, because we want the yeast to establish a good culture, or to, you know, properly establish itself before we pretty much kill it. Right, pretty much gonna fold the garlic and knead it in. Just fold it, knead it, fold it, knead it. And then I've got a bread pan here that I've got wax paper. Once I'm done with the folding and kneading, I will just dump it in there. Then I'll let it do a rising of a final time. From that, I'll then do it into the oven. Yeah, cool, that's in the pan. There's a bit of a gap around there, that's fine. If I leave it for ages and just let it rise, it will just naturally sort of fill out the pan. Yeah, I'll get back to you in a few hours. Right, sweet. So it's I probably spent like the last almost 2.5 hours rising, and it has risen very nicely. So now it's time to just put it into the oven. This is now at, it's hard to tell, it's probably about 170 degrees top and bottom, and it's just going to be going for, you know, 40 minutes. I mean, that might be a bit long, but it'll help if I actually turn it on though. Right, cool, that's it cooking away. Sweet as, it's time's gone off. You can smell that so good. Massive amounts of garlic. Heck yeah. Had some real nice colour. Good crust by the looks. You can see all the little bits of garlic that decided to burn. But that's fine, that's fine. Anyway, here's the bread. The last thing we really need to do is grab a rack to put it on to let it not steam itself. So I've got a little raised rack thing. I'll actually dump the bread out, and there we go. Now it can cool down and air out so it doesn't, you know, get all soggy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you can use this video to make one for yourself, and hope you enjoy. Bye.